everyone, welcome back to another Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes roster review. So we've got DarthRaki here. DarthRaki? Is that Game of Thrones I'm sensing, just saying that? So we've got DarthRaki from SwissRaider. Quick rundown of what we got here. So we've got no GLs, we haven't got a gas or a JKL, but we have got a Darth Revan, so there is a relatively big toon on display here. We've also got JKR as well, another one to throw out there. Darth Malak. Have we got Darth Malak? Yes, we have. We have got a Darth Malak as well, so that is something. Okay, if we're talking about what the actual roster is looking like, we've got 4.219 million GP. Top 80, 1.693. Top 65, 1.454. They seem a little low, just based on my limited knowledge of these numbers, but maybe I'm just misreading. Okay, I'm a little bit rusty. It's been about a week and a half since I did a recording. Okay, so 77 Zetas, 28 Gear 13s. That again seems a little low, but maybe again I'm just forgetting something. Alright, as far as speed mods, we've got 125 plus, 2020 pluses, we've got 6415 pluses, and no offense mods of 6% or higher. As far as the relic breakdowns, no 8s or 9s, 6 at relic 7, no relic 6s, 6 at relic 5, and 15 at 4 or below. So I call that a reasonable mix. I do think, I've said this before when I did Gibbo's roster review, I think if you can try and push a few of those 1 to 3s and 4s up to relic 5, it'll benefit if you're trying to contribute to CPIT in the future. But as for now, yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, it's okay. You've just got them at relic at least. Okay, so that's a general rundown. Let's have a quick look. Let's see what your account's looking like at large. Okay, so first thing I'm seeing there, relic 7 General Grievous. Just based on that top 3 rows, well, I will say that is the most interesting thing for me right this second, so I'm going to go straight in and have a look. So what are we looking at as far as modding? So we've got health primary, crit damage primary, health primary, health primary. So I'll have a look at the actual total health and then we'll go back to the mods. 138, that's looking okay, that. I like this, I saw a Relic 8 Grievous in my GA last round, or the round before, and it had about the same health. So I look at that and I think, you know what? That is quite respectable as far as you've got probably better mods on than Relic 8. I've said it before, I do believe at Relic 7 the goal should be 150k, but I think that's if you've got the best mods possible. So it's like for myself, I could get a Relic 7 Grievous on my accounts, but I'm not entirely sure I could get 150k purely because I might not have the health percentage mods. So, like I say, you've got this one here, 1.52, but yeah, the 150k, you're probably going to have to roll that a few times. Up here, we've got 16%. Got flat number health there, little bit of speed. See what we've got. No health whatsoever here. Speed, what was your speed on Grievous? 201. You see, I find Grievous is always in a weird spot, because if it's a Grievous droid team, you don't really need speed on Grievous because the whole team is built via target lock. So, let's just see where it is. Whenever a target locked enemy is damaged, each droid and each separatist ally gains 2% turn meter, double for Grievous. So it doesn't seem a lot, but the idea is you want target lock on each of your 5 enemies, and yeah, he's going to gain 5% turn meter. Well, droid allies are going to gain 5% turn meter on an AoE, and Grievous himself will gain 20%. So he does jump the queue quite quickly, especially with those, if there is AoE on every target. Don't forget, Grievous's AoE, Grievous Wounds, that inflicts target lock on all enemies. So there's always a way for Grievous to get a bit quicker. I mean, don't get me wrong, if you can get high health and high speed, it's not bad. But in this certain mod, I would be saying maybe you could afford to put a slower mod on, but put some health in. Okay, so triangle, we're looking at speed on the secondary, crit damage, that looks good. Downside, no health in the secondaries. Again, Just remember, every attack pretty much from Grievous's kit, it does deal damage based on max health, so it might not seem a lot, just talking 130 odd K to 150k, but it's just that little bit of extra damage. So, yeah, definitely worth looking at. Look at the circle. Again, no health on the secondaries. You got the primary, but again, you could probably afford to drop the speed a touch if you got health. A flat number health, or better still, a health percentage secondary. And then we got the cross, got the health primary, but again, no health on the secondaries. So, familiar story there on them last 3 mods. I would say just needs a little bit of tweaking. If you could get even flat number health, there's a chance your health number could shoot into 140k easy, just based on the fact that the percentages will add on to it. So, definitely worth looking at. I do think it's a good Grievous. I'm not knocking it. My advice here is how to improve it, because right now Grievous is the best toon in your roster, at least objectively as far as power goes. So I look at it and I think, alright, what can we do to make that number better? Because that number gets better, your damage gets better, and the more deadly your Grievous gets. So yeah, I do like how it's looking though, so certainly no criticism from me, just what can we do to improve? Okay. Yeah, I'm going to go to Carlo for a minute. I might just make Carlo random mass the last one to do as far as this initial inspection. I might go faction by faction, because if I do recall correctly, you did ask for some actual specific advice, didn't you? Yeah, GAC gaps. I think that's what I'm reading here. So yeah, have a look at that. Alright, so we've got 8 speed, health, defense, health. I'm liking it. I'm ignoring the mod sets for a second. We'll come back to that just in case everyone else has spotted that. Health, protection. Okay. Got defense. Oh, obviously defense. Speed, protection, defense. That's not bad. Bit of a wasted primary there. Probably, I mean, I wouldn't call it the best mod, really. Really, it's not that crit damage triangles with crit damage mods are bad. It's like I've had them in the past. I've used one, say, on my GMY in the past, even though there was no speed, because at least then it's crit damage. But, I don't know, I look at it sometimes and I think, could you afford to get rid of it? I don't know, you gotta weigh up where you are with your roster and your mods, but I'm at this phase now where I'm trying to get rid of all of my mods that are not really got any speed, and sometimes it's painful, just for the simple fact that you might have something like that which has got 2 really good things going for it as far as crit damage mod set, crit damage primary, but when the other stats don't really have anything to boost it up as well, especially the speed, it's hard to justify keeping a mod like that. It's a weird one. I'm not going to say Sal, but I mean, this is all sort of moot as far as Kylo Ren goes anyway, because Kylo Ren and Mass doesn't need crit damage primary. I know he has the leadership with the extra crit damage. Honestly, even though it says that, I wouldn't really mod for it. I mean, when you think about it, it's all First Order allies. It doesn't necessarily mean that crew has to have the crit damage. I mean, his job in that team, if he's leading anyway, is to tank. So you really want defense, health, action. I mean, you get recovery via the lead as well. So I've sort of touched on it here when I saw the crit damage primary, that the crit damage mod set there. You don't really need potency either. I mean, when you think this ability here can't be evaded or resisted. Nasty down on basic, which means that you're going to land a lot of debuffs quite easily. So yeah, I'm not really buying potency sets either, but again, I'm just looking to see if there are redeeming qualities in the mods. So got a bit of speed, a bit of defense there, and you got protection primary, defense, protection, speed. Okay, so let's just have a look at your stats, because you've got Relic 7 crew, so you've got a good starting point there. Yeah, 73k protection, 64k health. Now, the one I look for is armor. 65.1. So, a golden rule I've been taught as far as how to mod relic crews is your armor. want to try and get that armor around 72% or higher. So I've actually found it easier to do it on First Order Stormtrooper than crew, but in general, the way to do it is to mod for armor. Simple reason being, armor, as you can see on the screen, it reduces the damage taken from abilities. So it's, simply put, it's the idea that if you've got health and protection, the more armor, the less health and protection will be taken away. So even if your opponent has high offense, you having high defense counters it. So yeah, it's an underrated stat, and I think the devs are trying to make it more relevant by taking out these abilities like Vader and Jedi Luke that add ignores defense. So I really do think it's important to mod for defense now, especially on characters that are good tanks like this. I mean, another thing I would say, I'm thinking here, just in case you're going for SLKR down the road, I haven't looked at full roster yet, so I don't know, but it's one thing to keep in mind. Health is probably better on crew than protection, just simply because if you look at Focused Rage, he recovers health. So the idea being, if you've got a higher health pool, you will be able to at least recover health. You're relying on the lead to get the protection back. So if you were to choose mod sets, I would say go for 4 defense mods and 2 health mods. That way, you're definitely going to be benefiting some way in armor, but you're also getting a bit of health to boost that health pool up. As far as primaries, I wouldn't say there's a golden rule for how to actually do it, but I would try and get 2 defense primaries and try and get 2 health primaries. Again, that way you're splitting them up. So obviously with the circle, you've got a choice between health and protection. I would advise going health. The other ones, it's just about what mods you've got or what you can get. So 2 defense and a health alongside the health on the circle. So yeah, I think your crew just needs a teeny weeny bit of work. I'm not trying to be nasty or anything. It's not like, if it's doing good for you right now, by all means don't make it a priority. But again, as far as improving your roster, I think, okay, this is a nice big tune you've got. It's something that will do you a lot of good in the length the game is out. So yeah, just try and maximize the effectiveness of your crew. Okay, I said it before, I'm going to now go faction by faction, just for the simple fact that I could go through all of these individually, but let's see how they're fitting into your factions if there's factions built out. So we did have a rough idea that you didn't have gas, but looking at this, you've got a Relic 5s. You haven't got Relics, but you've got Gear 13 5s. Gear 12 Rex, Gear 11 Echo, and Gear 11 Arc. So first of all, well done on getting Gear 11 Arc, because that's one I always struggle to do myself. Right now I'm currently doing that on 2 accounts and it's painful. So well done on beating me to the punch there. On Echo, I'm going to say, I always find Echo is one that lags behind the other 2 just because you obviously need your tank built up well first, and Rex is just great with aerial advantage, so Echo always seems to lag behind. So you're doing good on your 501st faction. I don't know if you're going for gas, but if you are, I'll see soon how you're getting on. But yeah, let's just carry on down the list. Okay, I thought I'd have a look at Bad Batch just in case you put any levels or any level investment in there, but nothing that I can see, so we will move on. How are your bounty hunters? Okay, Relic 1 Bosk and Bulba, Gear 12 Dengar, Gear 11 IG, Gear 11 CAD. I have a sneaky feeling that might be connected to ships. I will find out soon, I guess, but all 5 of them are connected to the Executor, so I'm not going to rule that one out. If there is no connection, then I will just say that's a very fun coincidence. Alright, down we go. We've seen the clones, or at least the ones that are important. So, droids. Okay. Relic 7 Grievous, as we saw. B1. Alright, before I look at the stats. Okay, it doesn't really matter with the second stat here, I will admit, but that OCD part of me, if you want to call it that, it irks me when I see it. Anyone who puts in a roster review, right, just keep this in mind. If I do see like a 4 mod set, that is great, 4 offense mods, but if I do see an odd pair, I will at least bring up that I am a bit OCD over it. I might not criticise, but I will have to bring it up because it's like, scratches at me. It's like, ugh. Okay, so let's just try and ignore that for a moment. We've got 217 speed, 9,289 damage. Well done there, well done. I'm going to say that. I'm going to have a look at the stats here. Speed, yep. Offense primary, speed, offense. Offense primary. You got offense there. Have a look at your defense here. Speed and offense. And down below we've got offense and speed. You've done well there. I think you've pumped as much offense as you can to B2. You haven't modded him for speed, which is the way I like it personally. I think, again, he attacks that turn enough, so you really want just to load him up with offense. But yeah, the way I see it, you've done great there. Potency, maybe that could be the one that you fill those in if you can get some potency mods with good offense secondaries. But honestly, I am not saying go out of your way to get them because, yeah, you've got great damage. Speed is probably okay. I say probably in the sense that there are teams that you can maybe boost the B1 speed a little. I think BB-8 comes to mind. But as far as what you're doing, it looks good. I like your B1. We're going to skip past HK because I'm assuming we're going to see some Sith Empire later on. So I'm going to also skip past IG. Okay, I said I was going to skip past, but let's just have a quick nosy at how you built. 162 speed, touch potency to nasty. I'd say that looks alright. A bit more speed wouldn't hurt because I look at Magna as someone who, the faster he is, the more annoying he is because you can keep landing these abilities and keep gaining either a taunt or you can keep the spam debuffs off himself or allies. So speed definitely doesn't hurt Magna. You've obviously got speed mods as well. But equally, I know Magna Guard isn't the top 2 in the game, so you probably can't afford the best mods on him. So, yeah, I can understand why maybe he's not as well built as some tunes would be. Okay, so yeah, I've got BB here, so well done on that. Out of curiosity, how fast you got him? 267, very good that considering BB's, well, I'm assuming he isn't in your A team. So, let me just have a quick look at these abilities, because there is one that I was just looking at. There we go. At the start of each encounter, if BB-8 is active, droid allies gain 8% turn meter for each active droid ally. So the idea usually is, you might know this, if not I'm telling other people who might not know, that if you do a GG droid team, but you take out Droideka and put in BB-8, it's the idea that all the droids will gain 8% turn meter for each droid ally. So we're talking about 40% turn meter. It means straight off the go, a lot of the droids will take a turn. It does also mean that B1 will take a turn a lot faster than if it was just a plain old GG Droids team. Okay, so just now that we've got that little bit out of the way, C-3PO, how have you got him? Speed, health. Alright. Potency, I would go for. That potency is very low. I'd say 72.11. Minimum for 3PO should be 100, so your speed is a bit low as well. I recognise that it's not... it was gear 11, wasn't it? Yeah, gear 11. So it's a work in progress. You got him 7 stars, so well done on getting him there. He gains 20 from Protocol Droid, so he will get a little bit quicker. But still, as far as mod goals go, I'd say the speed could do just increasing a touch, maybe up to 240. Then the potency, for me, 100% has got to be a minimum, otherwise he's not going to land confusion. So, yeah, a little bit of work to do there. Have you got potency primary? No, you got defense primary, so that's a big switch to begin with. Again, potency mods there as well. If you want to keep the speed, go ahead, but yeah, have you got any potency secondaries? None there. None there. None there. 7.11 there. That's a full dot mod though. Sal! We do not keep full dot mods. Ugh. I know it's got a high potency, but honestly, rip off the band-aid. Get rid of it. I had to do it one day with speed and on my main account. It was painful because it had 19 speed and I was like, oh god, this is a good mod. And yeah, honestly, I'm glad I did it. You just, even though I still remember that mod, I think, yeah, I've got better mods now, so just get rid. But yeah, speed, no potency, and then, yeah, speed, no potency. So I recognise the small dilemma there, that if you remove that, you're going to have no potency on there. But equally, I'm sure you got some potency mods on crew that maybe you could afford to spare here. So just food for thought there. Alright, moving on. What haven't we seen yet? 3PO and shoot at 3-star, but gear 11. Well done on getting the gear there. If anything, it should make any CLS team you're using a bit more viable. Alright, we're going to move down. Empire. Alright, we've got Vader, Palps, Thrawn, all above gear 11. Let's have a quick nose at your Vader. Crit damage, crit chance. Okay. We're looking 236 speed, 216 crit damage. Potency is 80%. I'll call that pretty good. Damage a little low, crit chance. That's pretty much neither here nor there now. Yeah, you've got this modded how I've gone for it in the past. I've switched it up a little bit in the last few months. I've gone for potency secondaries now. Potency mod sets instead of crit chance mod sets. So again, it's purely because of Culling Blade and getting the dots out with Force Crush. So yeah, by all means, this can work. But I just think to myself, Vader's a very tricky tune to mod. Not necessarily in actually knowing what to mod for, but actually getting the mods for him, because he requires 3 or 4 things at times. So speed is 1. You don't want him too fast. I mean, I'm trying that right now. I'm not convinced it's working, but I'm going to stick with it for a little bit. But yeah, you want speed, offense, you want crit damage, so you've got that right there. But potency is the other one. So yeah, I'm weighing it up as well, because my guildmates have been on at me for a long time. Should I go for an offense build? Personally, I'm still trying to stick with crit damage, because I think crit damage is such a benefit when you're in Merciless. But I might give offense a try. It depends if I've got any good offense mods. Right now, I'm using my old CLS mods. I'm waffling about myself here. I apologise for that. But yeah, it's something that right now I'm in the middle of. I'm not entirely sure what I want to do. So if there's some deliberation here on my part as far as advising you, that's where it's coming from. But yeah, I am going to leave Vader there just for that reason. I don't want to put my neck on the line, as it were. I will return with my findings on the speedy build I'm doing. I mean, I don't think it'll be something I stick to. Even though the crit damage mods, it's not like I've done speed mods. My Vader's about 260, 270 speed, but the offense isn't as great as I'd like it be. So I might switch to something that's got better offense, and the way I see it, just keep an eye out on what I'm doing. You'll probably hear about it, but as things stand, I would say this is probably how my alt account as is mods, and it does me alright. So I'm certainly going to say it should be doing you fine. Let's move on though, because again, I've talked about myself a lot there for someone else's roster. Alright, so Thrawn 262. Gear 12, I would say you could probably be pushing 300 speed. So let's just have a look at your mods. 15, got your 30 there, 10 there, 17 there, 13 there, 13 there. So I'd say they were pretty good. Maybe the triangle could go up a little bit. You don't really need an offense primary, but if 10 speed is the best you could give him there, then fair enough. But yeah, it's not bad. Thrawn will do some work at that speed, but the faster he is, the more effective he gets. Don't forget to remember the ability, Ebb and Flow. It does reduce Thrawn's speed, so you don't have to worry about making him too fast. He will eventually benefit from the fracture, let's say that. Okay, let's move down a bit. But your Ewoks, we know you got 3PO, and well done, you did it with very minimal gear. I'd say gear 9, 10, 11, 9 and 9. So well done there. That's lower than I did it, so well done. Okay, first order. Yeah, I would say you're going for SLKR just based on this. I might be wrong, but I'm looking and thinking you've got 10 unlocked. You got your Palpate Relic 7, I believe I saw, and I haven't seen your Veton yet, but we'll soon find out if you're going that route. I don't think it's the one you're missing. You've got both the TIE pilots, you've got Execution, you've got Phasma. I don't think you're missing one. No, you're not, because there's 11 when you count SLKR, so Yeah, you've got them all unlocked. You've got them all 7-star, so it's just about gear now. Oh, hang on, you haven't got Ux at 7-star, but you shouldn't take you too long now. It's on double drops. Plus, you've got him gear 12, so he's going to benefit there as well. So yeah, I like the look of your first order faction as it is. How fast is Hux at this gear level, by the way? 235. Okay. If you could get him a little bit more speed, he'd do a bit more, but by all means, don't stretch yourself on that. Okay, what have we got? Galactic Republic. Okay, you got Padme team. I'd say that's looking good. How are you modding your Anakin? Offense, crit chance. Offense, crit damage, potency, health. What's your health pool like? 66. Okay, I like that. I think you've got a nice chunk of offense. In fact, I might actually try and copy your modding here. I mean, I say to myself, when I'm modding Anakin, I want a bit of health on him just so he benefits from Padme's lead. But I want potency as well, so that if someone tries to do a Malak solo on me, then they're going to struggle to avoid the healing and buff immunities. But I just don't ever seem to land the damage as well, so yeah, well done. You've got a nicely built Anakin here, and at Relic 7, that's well worth it. Although, if you can give that a 6C upgrade, then you're going to benefit with the ship. Okay, what else we got here? Let's have a look at your Kenobi. Health primary, health primary, health primary. Beautiful, beautiful. 113k health. Wonderful, wonderful. Armor, 64.3. Yeah, I'm not going to knock the armor. That's something I like to see as a bonus stat, but honestly, you got health primaries. Kenobi will be tanky under Padme. That is great. Yoda. Good look at this under Jedi, but let's just go now. 306 speed. And you've got, ooh, the offense looks a little low there. I mean, Relic 5, I'd say at the very least you could be pushing 10k. But the offense does look a bit low there. You've gone all out speed. Again, speed can be a benefit. I mean, I'm going to have a look at your Jedi shortly. Maybe that's why you're going for it. But also don't forget that under Revan, you're going to get a lot of speed anyway. So maybe go for a bit more offense. Yeah, no offense primary there. Yeah, that'd be what I'd be looking. You always want to balance the two. I mean, when I did my first Grandmaster Yoda at Relic, that was on my old account, I went heavy on offense. And there was a point when one of my guildmates said, you know what, that's too slow, you need more speed. So I think I got bumped from about 220 to 240, 250, just to actually make it a bit better. And then, obviously I demodded because I got other tunes, but I tried to keep a similar speed and a similar offense. But I've recently got my main account Yoda up to a similar level. And I've got a bit more speed than you, about 311 I think I'm at. But I've also got quite a bit of offense. I think I'm on about 10k offense. So that would be my sort of gauge line. I think if you're going to go for high speed, try and get the high speed from offense mods if you can. But if you can't, then try and get high offense secondaries. Again, I know it's tricky. I saw your stats before. You haven't got 6% offense mod yet. Just when you roll in your mods, just what I would actually do, right? Let me just back out of here a sec. When you're on this menu, try and actually, since on this menu I'm talking out my backside. When you're on your mods page, which I can't actually show you on here, maybe I can do a cutaway to it. The idea would be go on your mod sal and then sort by offense percentage, and it'll show you what are your best offense percentage mods, and then you can try and roll them. It's a good way of just trying to boost your offense stats, and you can do it for any mod, but offense seems to be one that I think is going to get more important, just like defenses. So again, just keep it in mind. You know, if it's another way of rolling other than just thinking speed, speed, speed. Okay, so hopefully I caught that before my dog decided to bark at the front door going. I don't know what I was talking about. But yeah, let's just go to Barriss for a second. I have not seen many Barrisses at Relic, but I do like their thought of them. Nice health pool, 85k. Okay, how is it looking? Health, 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 health. Very lovely. In fact, you've got a nice defensive build on that mod, I would say. What was the speed on that as well? Yeah, 15. Wow. Health, protection, defense, some nice stats there. I mean, Barris is someone you can afford to have a little bit slow. Simply being swift recovery. Gains 10% turn meter for each debuff removed. Plus, she'll gain 10% turn meter whenever an ally is critically hit. So, yeah, Barris can be quite speedy without even intending to be. Maybe not under Padme, but in a general team, she can be quite good. So, yeah, I like your build there. One day I might have to take the plunge and do Barris. Okay, we're going to move on. I don't know how long I've been recording offhand, but I feel like it's been a while. GBA. Over 100k protection. Very nice, very nice. Yeah, I haven't really got much more else to say, except for the fact that good build with the crit chance mods as well, because basic, I believe it is, dispel buffs on a critical hit. You're going to dispel some debuffs on the mass assist, so again, I like it. I think you've done a very smart build there. I think that's looking good. Yeah, I haven't really got much more to add there. What is your crit chance total, out of curiosity? 51%, considering that's only a 10% jump. But again, you think about it, you've got Sunfac who'll dispel anyway, but just supposing Sunfac is dazed or something, you've got a 50% chance of dispelling debuffs now. So, just as a passive sort of buff, if you like, you haven't actually gone hard for crit chance, but you've just thrown some in there. That isn't actually bad. I mean, again, you've got good mods around it. Yeah, I like it. I think that's looking good. Okay, yeah, I'm going to ignore the rest, but Spy, well done on getting to Rally 3. It can be a very nasty piece of work at that level. Your imps. Okay, all this praise, this is the first faction I've seen that, I mean, granted we saw it with Empire, but it's the first actual faction I've seen that hasn't been built properly. So that's how strong your roster's looking right now. I mean, again, I believe when you were asking me for your advice at the beginning, in your comments on YouTube, it just said GAC advice, fill gaps in roster. So honestly, the fact that I've come to the first actual faction in the team in the list that hasn't actually got a filled out faction, I think, yeah, I would say this is maybe the first one that you could actually look at. I mean, I'm ignoring Bad Batch there. Bad Batch are still a hard farm, but Imperial Troopers, you could probably afford to give them some love if you wanted to. And so you've got Veers, 6-star, probably worth farming that just for the Sith Marauder ship as well, because you've got your Sith Empire belt. I'm going to look at them in a minute. But I don't know if you've got Marauder, but where I see it, Marauder ship is very annoying. So, it could be worth getting Veers up to 6 just for that purpose. But yeah, you've got 4 at... Oh, I hate the gear rings at times. I'm guessing gear 9, 8, 8, and 8. So, yeah, there's work to be done. I mean, Piet and Gideon, they're pretty crucial to a big one. Dark as well. But again, I wouldn't say any of this is bad. I think it's obviously just a faction you haven't worked on. So, maybe one to consider. We'll come back to it as far as maybe it's the one. Jawas, have you done... Oh, you've actually got some well-built Jawas. I say well-built as far as, you know, they're better than any I've got. But yeah, I look at that and I think, okay, I'm curious how you got on with the recent Jawa GC where you faced the Ewoks. I'm guessing with that you could have at least got to the Gear 12 tier, so well done. That is a hard investment as far as you were talking about Troopers a moment ago, and some of the gear there could have gone to Troopers, so well done for putting it in Jawas. It's a different one. Okay, as far as your Jedi, speeds JKR got 304. Okay, you've got your speed sets. You've got speed arrow. Yeah, you got 24 speed. I don't know why I'm umming and ahhing about that. But yeah, I'm thinking that is good. I've still got the OCD about the 2 mod sets, I'm not going to lie. But yeah, just as far as what I'm seeing, 304, it's respectable. Again, so your current team seems to be DarthRaki, so that is where I'm expecting to see your best mods. Move down a bit. Jolie, got your tenacity on him. That is what I love to see. 204, you've got 124% tenacity. Health at 55. I know at Relic 1 you're not going to get a lot of health, so don't worry too much about that. If you can get some health secondaries, that would be better. Yeah, I'm going to say you got health primary there. Got tenacity. Crit chance is a little high there, but again, do what you can. Really, you need a health mod of some sort in them secondaries to make the most of what Jolie's giving you. Tenacity there. Did you have tenacity in the secondaries there? Yeah, you did. So you're getting some tenacity from the secondaries as well. Yeah, what I would say, that seems high. I mean, I say high. I know you can get higher tenacity. I mean, I'll have to look at what Crimson's is in comparison. But what I would say, maybe you could afford to just drop the tenacity secondaries just a touch, so your health pool goes up a little bit, because 55k at Relic 1 is a touch low. I mean, let me just have a look at mine one moment. Okay, so I've got 2 different Jolies, both are at gear 13 or beyond. So my main account has a Jolie, Relic 1, and the health is a little bit lower than yours, and the tenacity is a touch higher. So in that vein, I should follow my own advice, I'll agree. Maybe just drop a bit of the tenacity as far as the secondaries go, and maybe just try and focus on health. Because I think if you have a full, I mean, as you can, I'm going to put this on the screen. As far as you can see, my Jolie at Relic 1 is all tenacity mods, so that is going to boost the tenacity up. So maybe at that point I can afford to say, right, let's just try and get some health in the secondaries. So maybe that's what I need to do. Maybe that's the advice I'm going to give. Because if I show you now my Relic 7 one, you can see the health pool's still not 100k, which is the goal really. But when you think about it, I haven't got all 16 mods. My tenacity is 136%, which is about the same as what my Relic 1 is. But because I've essentially got more health from relics at this point, so I can afford to have the tenacity in there. Whereas maybe early on when the mastery, i.e. from, as you can see here, crit avoidance, health and resistance, when that really isn't pumped up, the health doesn't really bump up as well. So maybe that's what I would advise. Just wait until you're at the high relics to go all out on tenacity. Until then, maybe do more of a mix of tenacity and health, which your mod sets imply you're trying, but the secondaries don't really back up. So again, this is one where I would say do as I say rather than do as I do. But again, I'm thinking I might have to switch my modding up a bit there as well. But yeah, I'm glad I looked at that. Okay, so yeah, I didn't look at her in Galactic Republic, but how's her speed looking? 217, that is a bit of a snail. I'm going to be honest, that is a bit of a snail. 3 speed, so you're not going to get a full mod set there. I'm guessing she's just been neglected a little bit, but honestly, you've got Shaq at gear 12, was it? Yeah, you got to be getting her faster than that. She deserves 280 plus easy. I mean, Shax can be at 300, so yeah, you're really slow there. Needs work, sorry, mate. That's right, I don't usually say mate in a video. Okay, let me just move along. Mandalorians, anything going on here? Here you got Candy with the Zeta. I do like that Zeta, so nice pick. Armor's had a touch of gear. Maybe do with a bit more. Let's move on. Night Sisters. Okay, you're a bit like my Temin account there, my main account. But I would say mine's just a touch better as far as I've got a Relic Asajj, Gear 12 Daka. But I'd say they're similar in the sense that they've maybe not the most invested team you've got, but you've put something into them. So if we're talking about things to improve for GA, I would just look at this and maybe think, when you've done with SLKR, could you afford to just give Daka a Relic or Asajj a Relic? Just something to bump the team up a little bit. Because when you think about Daka at Relic, let's actually go into them then. All health mods, great. Alright, first thing, you don't need speed. Health primary, health secondaries. You want as much health as you can throw at it. So you've got it there. Don't need defense, just health. And same there, just health. Daka at relics, or high relics, is a bit like Jolie. You can go for 100k health. Unlike Jolie, you don't need to think about tenacity. It doesn't hurt, because you don't really want it to be debuffed. But I wouldn't prioritise it. So for me, make sure her health pool's big. Make sure that she's very hard to take down. We've got the Zeta on serve again, so as you know, DACA gains plus 10% max health until the end of the encounter whenever a revived ally, or whenever another ally is revived. So, yeah, zombies going to die off quite a bit. If you've got some weak tunes, a bit like how you have here, you've got Spirit at 70, you've got Acolyte at 80. There are going to be times when your allies just die, you know, because you haven't got a full team. So you can use that to your advantage. You can try and build it up so that essentially DACA just keeps benefiting off the fact that you've geared one of your tunes poorly. And then with Ventress, Shield Charge up at Rampage, it kind of works nicely, especially against the likes of Geos. So it's not something I would consider a defense team anymore, but I would say it's a great offense team. So yeah, one to consider, I would say. If we drop down, Old Republic, we've got a general idea here. Yeah, not much else to say there, although poor Juhani at level 29. Poor Juhani. Great Phoenix. Gear 11 Ezra. The rest are pretty much guessing where you left them for one, so we'll move on. Rebels. 7 on Han, 5 on Chewie, very nice. Need one more for JML there if you decide to go down that road one day. Chirrut at Gear 12, that's a new one. I don't see a lot of them. How is he looking? Crit damage. Okay, the modding could do with a bit of work there. My thing would be, if you've got tunes at Gear 12 or higher, you've got to mod them correctly, because otherwise it's a waste of the investment that you've put in. So even if you think to yourself right now, oh god, I wish I didn't do Jolie, I wish I'd left him where he was. Even now I would still say try and give him some half decent mods at least. You know, I'm not saying like it's got to be the best mods in your game, just try and give him the full mod sets. That way at least something in his kit is going to benefit from it. Whereas right now, you've got, let's just see, 2 health mods, 2 defense mods, and 2 crit damage mods. Those 2 pairs will work, but maybe just get rid of the crit damage and just give him another health pair. I'm not entirely sure, but yeah, I'm looking here, I think the health pool maybe could benefit a little, I think. Because obviously he's a healer, or at least he acts as a healer. Health equalization and all that. But yeah, interesting one. I haven't used Chirrut much. I've got him, but I don't use him that much because he's not geared enough. But yeah, health and speed I would say is one way to go, but maybe someone could correct me there. Someone who uses Chirrut a bit more. Equally though, well done on Evan Bays that 6-star Gear 11. You know, I do think as a pair they do work nicely. It's just, again, I haven't had enough time to use. Okay, let's go to Resistance, because I didn't see enough there to suggest your Rebel fighters were big, although I did see 2 Zetas on Mon Mothma. Okay, so Resistance, you've got Rey Jedi Training. So BB right now I'm assuming is going with Rey. You got both the vets. Trying to think what your team is right now. I'm guessing using Rey, BB, R2, and you could try the vets there if you wanted. Then you've got Finn, Poe, Resi Trooper, Scav. You haven't really got another one there, but you've got I think you've got good options with Resistance there, I think. Yeah, because I was just double checking that. I did count 5 first time, I think. Yeah, I did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I did 1, 2, 3, 4. So, yeah, you could probably afford to build up Holdo, and then you'd have 2 Resistance teams, and that doesn't even include the bros. So, yeah, Pilot and Tico would lose out there, but honestly, unless you're going for Rey, the garbage. So, yeah, I look at that and I think I've saved 3PO there for Rebels as well. So, yeah, Resistance faction's actually quite underrated in some ways. I haven't built 2 teams up yet. I've got one that I use in GA, but I'm trying to give the heroes a bit of love. They're about Gear 8 now, but both are under 7 stars. So until they're there, I'm probably not going to put too much effort in. But yeah, as a faction, I think the Resistance has got a lot of viability. It's just getting to that point where you've got maybe 1 or 2 teams. But yeah, interesting to see. Vet Smuggler's obviously going to need some work if you're going for SLKR, but I would consider him the last tune to do anyway. So yeah, interesting to see. I'm going to skip your Scoundrel. I won't skip your Scoundrels. We've got Nest, possibly. Maybe not as well. Let's just see. Is there anything I haven't already looked at here? You got your Lando at gear 11, nice one. Stormtrooper on 11, that's one I'd like myself one day. Nest 2-star, bit unlucky Nest, bit unlucky. Alright, your Seppies, any I missed before? Dooku gear 11. Not much else. You've got 7-star Wat Tambor, very nice. Although I am at that point where I think if you've got a 7-star Wat Tambor, pause your projects, get him to Rallic, because again, I'm thinking CPIT, I'm thinking Darkside Geonosis TB, and I'm just thinking that a Rallic Wat Tambor is harder to take out than a Gear 11 Wat Tambor in any game mode you use him in. So yeah, maybe just a bit of love for Wat. I mean, let's just check. He's speedy, 235, could be a little bit quicker. But yeah, if you can afford to just pause a project, maybe just give him those gear pieces. So we'll go to Sith and then we will look closely at your Sith Empire tunes. So we've seen Vader, we've seen Palp, Rey gear 11, Nihilus gear 11, pardon me, and where's Scion? Scion's 4-star and gear 11. Okay. So looking at that, I would say Scion's probably holding you up a finalizer, I'm guessing. Obviously Scion isn't needed for that, but the command shuttle is. So if I'm reading that right, I would say you're a bit low on finalizer shards, or at least command shuttle shards. Maul, 7-star, gear 11. I like that for GA. I think that's a good tune. He can be very annoying with Marauder. I'm sure the team I've seen people use on defense at times is Maul, Dooku, Marauder, Assassin, and something like Sith Empire Trooper. Or even Sidious. Just the idea that there's a load of buffs and debuffs on the field there, and it makes Sith Marauder so difficult to take down if you don't take the right team in. So, I'm liking a lot of that. I think there's some good Sith in there. Maybe need a bit of gear, but you've got plenty of options, let's say that. Okay, so finally, we're looking at what I believe is your pièce de résistance, your Sith Empire. And I can see a full team there. Malik obviously still needs a bit of get, I'm assuming. But yeah, I'm liking what I'm seeing. Let's have a look at your Rem. 339, nice speed, nice speed. I've had this situation before. Yeah, I've had to put a defense primary on him because the speed was good. If you do happen to come across an offense or anything other than defense primary with good speed, slap it on him. I'm sure you know that. 24 there, good. Good chance, not the worst. 23 in offense. And speed. Okay. Let's move on. DSF. 317, very nice. Very, very nice. Sith Empire mirror matches, fastest bastler wins. You'll probably go and win a lot of matches with that speed. Maybe not all, probably someone with 320 or something crazy, but 317, you're going to do great. Yeah, 23 there, 23 there, 23 there, 20 there. You got your 32 on your primary and 25 there, so great modding. Okay, HK, how's he looking? 189 speed. Don't really feel he needs a lot of speed, so I wouldn't worry there. Offense, 5450. Okay, maybe do touching up his offense a little bit. I mean, 2 offenses there, that's not bad. 15 speed I saw as well. Not a lot of offense there. Crit damage is good. Speed and offense. Touch of offense there. Bit of speed. Speed, offense. Offense, speed. But yeah, maybe I wouldn't consider HK the linchpin of the team right now. I think if you were to do a 5, the 5 that I always tend to hear people recommend is Darth Revan, Bastila, Alec Marauder, and Sith Empire Trooper. But HK does still have his uses. I'm glad you took him to Rallic, let's say that. What I would say, just get a few more offense secondaries in him if you can. It's such a challenge. We were talking about it with Yoda. They're very tricky to get, so whenever you see offense with speed and a secondary, it's a good mod. Just simple as. Okay, Malik. So let's just see how he's going right now. Oh, that protection looks very low. Very, very low. Got a bit of tenacity. Yeah, maybe you've gone too far the wrong way in this regard. I mean, yeah, you've got speed and protection there, but not a lot of protection. You don't really need speed on Malik, at least at this level. I would say protection is more important. So you've got protection secondary, which is good. Yeah, I'm not convinced about that. I don't know. Something about that mod screams Bosk more than Malik. But we'll carry on. Got defense, speed, but no protection. You've also built for tenacity, no tenacity. You don't really need health. Yeah, that one I'm not fond of. Offense. At relic level, I could buy into that, sorry. But at gear 11, I'm thinking protection. Speed, again, not as important as protection at this level. I don't know if you're modding in preparation for gear 12, but don't forget then you've got 60 all your mods, so thinking of what you got right now. Speed, yeah, none of these are really needed. You want protection. You want protection primary over health. And then yeah, speed, tenacity, that's okay. You don't really want the health mod set, by the way. Speed, protection. Yeah, I'm looking at this and I'm thinking health you don't really need. Health will just naturally build up with Malik. If you have some in the secondaries, it's not bad, but yeah, the ones you want to focus on, it says armor, you don't really want to focus on armor, but protection, nasty, later you want speed, and later offense. But protection and tenacity early on, you want him to be a tank. So yeah, gear 11 6-star Malik will always be taken down easier than a 7-star Relic 7 Malik, but if he can do his job as a tank, he's going to be at least a bit annoying. So yeah, I would say try and bump that number up a bit, see if you can get 5 figures from your mod set. Maybe you could afford to drop tenacity a touch as well to compensate for that. Equally, your health, I would say, could afford to drop a touch. You don't go too low, you don't suddenly be bulking base health, but just a touch if it means that your protection goes up. So yeah, I feel for you a bit there. I don't really get the health mods. I don't think I've ever seen anyone recommend health, but I get the tenacity. But right now I'd go for defense mods. Defense with tenacity in them, or defense with tenacity and maybe a touch of speed. But yeah, don't forget he takes so many bonus turns eventually, because he's at this level he'll go through these thresholds very quickly. So you don't need to worry about speed. But yeah, I think we are there because there's not a lot else to look at down there. So as far as GA advice, the one faction I would say that could just do with a little touch up was United Sisters. If you're looking for a project after, then I think there's a valid argument to do your Imperial Troopers, because that could also segue into going for Sith Eternal Emperor. Plus your Sith are quite good, so you wouldn't need to do too much work there either. I didn't look at your ships. I recognise that we're nearly at an hour of the recording, so I've got to do this quick, just for everyone's sanity. Bounty Hunters, ooh, you're a bit behind there. Oh dear. Yeah, that's an ouch. Okay, MS2's going to take you a while, even with the improved drop rates on Django. Yeah, Slave 1, wow, that's still 6-star. That 4 million GP, that's a bit of a surprise. Xanadu Blood, you've got Droideka, so I'm surprised Xanadu's only at 5. That, again, you're going to get a lot of Shard Shop currency from Droideka. And you haven't even got IG-2000 unlocked. So, yeah, you've got a bit of work to do there. Go First Order. Silencer at 5, again, that's a little bit painful. Command Shuttle at 5, so Scion's now is going to get some work. And the TIE Pilot's only at 6. Yeah, there's a few ouchies there. I don't know if you're going to buy the packs. I'm overlooking that possibility. Maybe you're just going to go for the packs in the store and just skip the ship farm, but that could be a rough way of doing it, I won't lie. The other one I think you need is TIE Advanced. Yeah, you've got that 7-star, so that's doing something for you. Let me just have a quick look at your general roster for ships. Negotiator at 7, Malevolence at 6, so you're looking good in that regard at least. Galactic Republic, 5-star BTL Y-Wing. Once you've done with all the other ship farms, that's one you could do with. Again, I'm not going to say top priority because we've seen what you're farming. If we go to Separatists, yeah, Vulture needs some work, that's safe to say. Yeah, I would say ships are a bit of a weakness for you. Just you've got your Galactic Republic, alright. You know, I'm not going to knock that. Those ships look very nice. Plo could do with a bit of work, but that's just me being a Plo fan. But besides that, I would say your ships in Galactic Republic are looking okay. As far as roster depth, I would imagine you may be struggling a little bit in GA with ships. So you could do with putting a bit of focus into that. Yeah, if I was going to offer some advice, I would actually suggest pausing some of your farms and just double down on ships wherever you can. It's not that I think... It's like I know you won't go for SLKR, but unless you go and buy the packs from in the store, and when I say buy the packs, I don't mean with money, I mean like if you go and buy Ord crystals, say, it's going to be a tough job for you. You know, you need the ships. It's a bit of a pain because when you look at Sifton and Emperor JML, they just required one ship, whereas both Ray and SLKR required a fleet to get a cap ship. So yeah, it's a bit of a bummer, I'm not going to lie for you. It's a bit of a bummer because it does mean that even if you got all the First Order tunes to Relic, you'd probably still be a little bit behind on ships. That's why I'm saying maybe push ahead and just focus on them first, even if it means pausing with some Relic farms. I mean, just go back to your characters for a minute. This isn't a great example, but just roll with it for a second. Take your Night Sisters. You've got 6 stars on Night Sister Spirit. You've got 3 on Acolyte. Maybe you could use this time where you're not farming a Relic for a First Order tune to actually get those 2 7-star. Acolyte can have some fun uses. Spirit's a great offensive tune. Just use this as an opportunity to pause your First Order farm for Slacker and then get your finalizer ships ready. Or at least get them closer so that when you're done with your tunes for First Order, the finalizer tune farm is ready. Sorry, the finalizer ship farm's ready. Okay, I've just seen the clock. It's over an hour since I started this. I've got a tired voice, so I'm going to leave it there. I hope this roster review's been helpful. Hopefully I haven't been too rough on you, because I don't like that. I really sometimes worry I've been too harsh on people, but I do think there's things to work on, but by and large, I think you've got a lot of good stuff going on. When my account, my main account was about that size, I hadn't got a GL, so don't worry about it. SLKR has faded at the top end of the meta a little bit, so I wouldn't think of it as an instant way to get crystals, let's say that. So it's not like you go and just suddenly jump, get your GL, and suddenly it's like, right, I'm at the top of arena. I'd say, yeah, you might struggle to get to the top of your arena anyway. So, the way I look at it, get SLKL just because he's a great toon and the team he has around him is great for a lot of game modes. Then you can focus on other things if you want to go for arena. But that's why I'm saying in the meantime, maybe pause your First Order. You haven't got to focus with something like arena in mind at the end. So, yeah, if anyone's got any thoughts in the comments, please leave them, because these are all my opinions. I don't believe I'm the best at this game by any stretch. I just give an opinion as I see it. So if anyone's got an opinion they think I'm going to disagree with JJ on this, please shout it out, because I would rather someone give advice that is different to mine. At least with justification, you know, I don't want someone just saying JJ's wrong, but, you know, at least say why. But yeah, if anyone's got a counter opinion, please put it out there, because if anything, it gives people things to think on. So yeah, hope you enjoyed the roster review. I hope it was helpful, and I'll be back next week with another one. So until then, see you on Twitch, folks, and I'll see you on YouTube when I'm back. Bye for now, everyone.